Picture this: a plane disappears from the sky. Rescue teams race against time. Debris is scattered across miles, and investigators search for one thing above all else: the black box. It's often described as the key to the truth, the silent witness that knows exactly what went wrong. But here's the twist most people don't realize. The black box isn't black at all. In fact, it's bright orange. So why do we still call it a black box? Is it just a dramatic name, or is there a deeper story behind it? To answer that, we need to rewind nearly a century, back to the early days of aviation, when flying was far more dangerous and mystery surrounded every crash. Let's explore right here on History of Simple Things. The term black box didn't originally belong to airplanes. Engineers had been using the phrase long before aviation adopted it. In science and engineering, a black box is any system where you can see the inputs and outputs, but not what happens inside. You press a button, something happens, but the internal workings remain hidden. Early aircraft instruments and recording devices fit this idea perfectly. Pilots knew what controls they used. Investigators could see the outcome of a crash, but what happened in those final moments inside the cockpit was completely unknown. The cause was hidden, like a sealed box of secrets, so the name stuck. In the 1930s and 1940s, as aviation technology rapidly advanced, crashes became more complex and harder to explain. Engineers realized that to improve safety, they needed a way to record what was happening during flight. Early recording devices were crude and experimental, often housed in dark metal casings to protect them from heat and impact. These boxes weren't designed to be found easily. They were designed to survive. Some were literally blackened by fire-resistant coatings or soot after crashes, reinforcing the nickname. Over time, black box became shorthand for any flight data recorder, even as designs evolved. Ironically, the modern black box is designed to be anything but black. Today's flight recorders are painted bright orange so they can be spotted easily in wreckage, snow, or deep ocean environments. They're also equipped with underwater locator beacons that emit a steady ping for weeks after a crash, helping search teams find them in the vastness of the sea. The name, however, stayed the same, because by the time the color changed, black box had already embedded itself into aviation culture, news reports, and the public imagination. Another reason the name persists is symbolism. Black has long been associated with mystery, secrecy, and the unknown. When an aircraft crashes, the black box represents the hidden truth waiting to be uncovered. It's the final storyteller, revealing conversations, alarms, engine data, and pilot decisions that can't be known any other way. Even though investigators understand exactly how these devices work, to the rest of us, they feel almost mythical. An object that survives catastrophic forces and speaks from the silence of destruction. What many people also don't realize is that there isn't just one black box. Commercial aircraft carry two main recorders, the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder. One tracks hundreds, sometimes thousands of parameters like speed, altitude, engine performance, and control inputs. The other captures audio from the cockpit, including pilot conversations, radio transmissions, and background sounds. Together, they provide a detailed timeline of a flight's final moments. Yet, despite this sophistication, the name remains deceptively simple. as if it's just one mysterious box with all the answers inside. The endurance of the black box name also reflects how humans label technology emotionally, not logically. We tend to keep names that feel right, even when they're technically inaccurate. Just like we say we hang up phones that no longer hang or roll down windows that don't roll, we still say black box because it instantly communicates importance and mystery. If news anchors suddenly called it an orange crash survivable memory unit, it would sound clinical and forgettable. Black box, on the other hand, carries weight. Interestingly, the idea of a black box has escaped aviation entirely. Today we use the term to describe algorithms, artificial intelligence, and systems we rely on but don't fully understand. When a computer program gives an answer without explaining how it arrived there, we call it a black box. That meaning traces directly back to aviation, the same idea of trusting a sealed system while questioning what happens inside. In that sense, the aircraft black box didn't just record history. It helped define how we talk about hidden technology itself. So, why is it still called a black box? Because names don't always follow facts. They follow stories. The term was born from mystery, reinforced by early design and kept alive by symbolism. Even though the box is orange, even though we know exactly what's inside, it still represents the unknown moments between normal flight and disaster. It's the bridge between confusion and understanding, chaos and clarity. The next time you hear about investigators searching for a black box, remember this: they're not just looking for a piece of equipment. They're searching for answers locked inside a device whose name reminds us of how much we still fear the unknown. And maybe that's why, no matter what color it is, the black box will always be called exactly that. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.